everybody. Welcome to our next installment of Journey Through John. As we've been looking at John chapter 4 this week, we're continuing on with the story of the Samaritan woman at the well and her encounter with Jesus. And Jesus has just kind of pulled out of her some of the things that she's been going through in her life. But then he tells her, he entrusts himself, so to speak, with this Samaritan woman who's had 5 husbands and is on her 6th soon. And so he's entrusted her and said that I'm the one, I'm the Messiah. He's told her this. And what we see today is something really interesting about how the disciples who were close to him, how they responded to him and how she responds to the message of him being the Messiah. It says this, today we're covering verses 27 through verse 30. And it says this, it says, just then, as his disciples came back, they marveled that he was talking with a woman. But no one said, what do you seek? Or they didn't say, why are you talking with her? I'm sure they wondered, though. I'm sure they wondered what in the world is going on here, but they didn't say anything. Verse 28, so the woman left her water jar and went away into town and said to the people, come and see a man who told me all that I ever did. Can this be the Christ? And they went out of the town and were coming to him. This is the fun piece. This is why I get so encouraged by when I see this happening to someone who has an encounter with Jesus. The disciples come back. They might be a little grumpy because they were sent out to shop in the Samaritan village, which they didn't want to have any part to play with. And so they do that, but that woman was so intrigued and so excited about encountering Jesus and what she had learned from him. She actually left the water jar and went back into town. She left the reason that she was there for. The very thing that she had gone to take care of, she left it. And I don't think she was an absent-minded parent, because that can happen to us. I think that she was so excited that she left. But she went back into town, the very town that she, by most people's thoughts, was trying to avoid in getting water in the middle of the day. She left the water jar, left Jesus, and ran into her village to talk to the people who probably rejected her the most. That's a phenomenal thing. And her message was, this is what I love about this. So often people tell me I don't know what to say if I'm talking to someone about Jesus, whether it be for a salvation piece or I don't know what to say to them in discipleship. This is the great example. You take what you do know and you talk to people about it, no matter how little it is. What the woman simply said to them, come and see a man who told me all I ever did. Can this be the Christ? And from that, everybody in this village, it seems like, leaves and goes to talk to see what she's talking about. They left whatever they were doing. She left the water pot. They left what they were doing to have an encounter with Jesus based on the word of a woman that was rejected by the culture. How crazy is this? This is a total kingdom moment. I think so often we discredit the possibility of things happening within our context because we just describe, well, they're not going to listen to me, or I'm not the pastor, I'm not someone to speak about this. What can I say? I don't know what to say. And we discredit that and we just walk away and we don't listen to a prompting of what the Spirit may be leading us to do or listening to respond in a way that maybe, just maybe, the Spirit's going to move on someone else's heart. And maybe there's something, a kingdom thing that's going to happen there. We oftentimes discredit that. I could go on about that. But this is what I love about this passage. There's so many neat little nuggets throughout this. And all of a sudden, this woman who was rejected becomes this evangelist who goes out and reaches these people. So here's a couple of things that challenged me, and maybe it will challenge you as you shut off the video here in a few minutes and start maybe some prayer time. But isn't it amazing how Jesus loves all? He loves the Samaritans. He loves this village, that's a Samaritan village. He loves this woman at the well who has 5 husbands and working on number 6. He just loves them, and he spends time with them, and he creates opportunities to speak into their life. How wonderful is that? And if we as believers are followers of Christ, we should be looking for the same opportunities. Are we ready to be uncomfortable? That's another challenge. Are we ready to be uncomfortable? I'm sure this woman wasn't really comfortable, but she was so excited about what she experienced that she had to extend it to the people that she knew. She didn't know people probably beyond this, but the people even that would reject her, she knew them, and so you're going to find out about Jesus. That's just the way it is. And how crazy is that? And are we ready to lead others to him? Or are we, so often when I hear people say things like, I don't know what I would say, I don't know what I'd do, but I don't ever want to have that conversation with somebody. And it's okay to be there, but I don't want to have that same conversation with you in 6 months to a year and you say the exact same thing. If we're not ready, let's get ready. And maybe that's a great time for us to do this as we're under this quarantine. Maybe it's a great way for us to start figuring out, you know what, it's time for me to figure this thing out. I hope that challenges you. I hope there's some questions there at the end even to kind of make you think through it. And I love the fact, if you're watching this, that you are, and I hope it's encouraging. And I would love for you to join us again tomorrow as we continue to journey through John.